What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Coach Smook, your favorite Alabama insider and sports media personality. I'm glad to see you in here on the live show tonight. If you're post live, fast forward to the 10-minute mark and you'll get to the call-in segment. But tonight, it's about the fans, just like it's supposed to be from the jump, man. We're going to talk college ball. We're going to talk hot topics, everything you want to get into. But before you get into it, I need you to go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and share the stream. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 5K. Jump in the comments live if you can. Get on the phone line. It's all about you. We want to engage with you tonight here on the Coach Smook Network. And remember, when you see me in the streets, holla at me and say it. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holla at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Hey, y'all, I'm walking out of Walmart. Check, what's your name, bro?
Man, my name Michael McKinney, man. I'm a true Alabama fan, and this man does a good job on his podcast.
What's up, bro?
Reviewing Alabama football. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate
Roll
that, bro.
Tide.
Roll Tide, man.
Old time, somebody told me put me in the game. Go. Let's go. We got us a live first set up for the night, man. Online's gonna be open in here in about 15 minutes, man. Y'all stick around. SEC fans, y'all ready to get into some conversation tonight? I know I am. Ready to talk about some of your teams, man. Even Bama fans. We got a lot to talk about. Got some difference of opinions to share and some hot takes for some of the fan bases across college football, well, across the SEC when it comes to college football. So we're going to get into it tonight. Welcome in tonight. I want to give y'all a chance to chime in here tonight. The SEC, man, a lot of teams feel like they're back. A lot of teams feel like they're going to be a lot of teams feel like they have a chance at taking back the crown when it comes to being the powers to be in the SEC, right? And I think when you look at the SEC now with 16 teams and look at how widespread everything is, I think there's a fair argument to say when you're in the top 4-6 teams in a 16-team conference, when you have a conference that, you know, their out of conference, in season out of conference record is, I think the win percentage was 81% of out of conference games during the regular season. That's both Power 5 and G5 schools, right? Not Alabama, but the SEC had the best record. So I'm ready to get into the conversation to see what teams are sitting right there on the edge of getting to the next level and what teams are really overhyping themselves with the offseason transactions and moves and all of the different coaching changes and everything. What teams are really looking forward to a successful season or a season that's better than last season? And then what teams are going to be, you know, in for a rude awakening? I got a few teams right off top of the head that I feel like are going to be in for a rude awakening, and some I think that they are not going to be as good as they think, but they will be better in the coming years. I say the next 2 to 3 years with some of these teams. You know, and when I talk about some of these teams, I'm talking about the Oklahomas, the Floridas. I think Auburn will be better, but they won't be good until next year. They're a surprise team. I'm still feeling them out, man. They got you know, for us outside looking in, it looks like a lot of new pieces and things to fill in. But Auburn has their whole offense from USF, came over with Coach Alex Golish, offensive line. And we saw that offensive line. They competed in their conference, and they competed against Alabama and other SEC teams last year at USF. So the last 2 seasons at USF. So Golish is doing something with their offense that's finding success against all types of opponents, all levels of opponents. USF was the team that started recruiting at a level that I believe was respectable. top 25 class last year, I believe, or 2 years ago. Was this 26 now? So 24 class was the top 25 class. And it's something to be said. So I want to just acknowledge everybody in the chat on all the chats that we have tonight. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. TikTok, continue to tap that screen. I appreciate y'all for tapping in today. Marley just joined. DT just joined. Tiger Lurger just joined. Appreciate you for tapping in. Give it up for yourself once today. And then for my people on the YouTube side, thank y'all for tapping in. Let's do a roll call real quick. Hey, before we do the roll call, go ahead and start the music. But before we do the roll call, pay attention. The number is there. It's going to be there all night for you to call in. The phone line will be open here in about 12 minutes. 12 minutes, the phone line will be open. And we're going to get your thoughts on what teams in the SEC do you believe are on the brink of getting to the next level. Then also, what teams do you think are being overhyped? I know for me right now it's LSU. I'm going to just start off with LSU. We're going to start off there. When I do my little conversation. But then I also think there may be one or two teams that seem to have it all together that may miss a few marks this season. Just for the simple fact that it just looks like one of those weird situations. And we'll talk about those tonight here on the Coach Smook Network. On the YouTube side, though, let's get into it. I got my guy, my people, Zach. What's good, man? Roll Tide, welcome in. Roll Tide. Yeah, my brother Jordan in the back on the ones and twos, checking in the chat on YouTube. What it do, Roll Tide? My boy Money just said, man, week one need to hurry up, man. You ain't lying, my boy. Welcome in, Roll Tide, too. Or whoever you're to, man, it's welcome in. Roll Tide, Mary J back on the ones and twos, keeping it clean on the screen. Appreciate you. My boy Adrian tapping in. Dogs Forever saying, what's up? Go Dogs. In the chat, what's good? Roll Tide, man. Appreciate you tapping in. My YC over there on TikTok tapping in, man. He says, put me in the game. Coach Smook, I got you. JRM, welcome in. Over there on TikTok. Make sure y'all sharing it. Make sure y'all sharing it right now. We got 5 new viewers on TikTok already. If you're a new viewer on TikTok, come over to the YouTube side. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. That's where we do our primary content. That's where you get all the notifications when we go live. But also being on TikTok helps us grow also. Just make sure you long press on the screen and repost the stream. We're going to be with y'all for a little bit over an hour tonight. Phone lines are going to be open. I want to get some thoughts. We have some good calls from Zach, Big Bama, Fairweather Fanship called in and checked in, let us know that he's Fairweathering like no other. And we're gonna open this conversation, man. Tonight it's all SEC talk. We got Tennessee on the bubble. We got Oklahoma on the bubble. We got Florida on the bubble. We got Vandy. Is Barkley and Vandy legit? Is Mizzou going to get back in stride to where they started the first 7-8 weeks of last season? Can they stay healthy enough to be a team that's respected in the SEC? We got a lot to talk about tonight, man. A lot to talk about. We're going to try to get into it as much as we can. What's up, Rod? Good to see you, man. Roll Tide. Make sure y'all grab y'all wristbands. I hope y'all see the YouTube notifications. Make sure you're checking your emails for all your memberships. They're forcing the channel into some new YouTube membership pricing. So make sure y'all go check that, man. Y'all know we don't beg for nothing. We appreciate everything that everybody in the AAA family contributes. If you're not a member of the AAA family, before we get into the show, take the opportunity to join by doing this. Take them and show them how to do it, Jordan.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel. Talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips, the perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
It's not going to take us a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Hey, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Let's go. What we got? All right. Give it up for yourselves in the chat, man. I appreciate everybody for being in here tonight. Got the phone lines open in here in about about 5 minutes till the phone lines open up. Thank God. All right, so a couple teams I want to highlight. Shout out to the Tennessee fan checking in. I seen a comment from a Tennessee fan. Stick around. Hopefully we can get that thought here on the Coach Smook Network on the phone line. I got some thoughts on Tennessee since we're there. Let's go ahead and pull up Tennessee's projected depth chart. But before we do that, I gotta pull this graphic up. Y'all know we've been doing our thug thizzle, trying to continue to set the tone. We're seeing a lot of channels. They must have watched our live stream a couple months ago when we talked about the Chat GPT hack. What's up, Thad? Good to see Thad in the chat. Welcome in, brother. Good to see you. But yeah, we've been killing it with the graphics, man. The on-screen graphics. Check this out. 2025 SEC standings. You see right there. And the top four, you see, we got them in no particular order. For some reason, it came out like this. I think it's rightfully so. It should be this way. Georgia was number one, winning the SEC. Came out 7-1 in the conference. Only loss coming to Alabama in the regular season, and then in the playoffs to Ole Miss. Then you had Texas A&M. Their loss came to Texas, I believe, in the regular season, which had lost to Georgia in the regular season, which kept them out of the SEC championship game. Same thing with Ole Miss, lost to Georgia. So Georgia losing to us and beating those other teams got us into the SEC championship game with a 10-2 overall record at the time. Every other team was 11-1. Except for Ole Miss. Was Ole Miss 11-1, Chad? I can't remember. But and then Oklahoma, we had two losses in the season, one to Florida State and one conference loss to Oklahoma. So Oklahoma losing two conference games. I believe they lost to Texas, and I forget who the other loss was to. But y'all see the standings from last year. Look at the overall record. You look at most of these teams, right? Every team that you see that has double-digit wins only had two losses going into the postseason, going into bowl season /playoffs. Vanderbilt, 2-loss team going into the postseason. They did not get a playoff game. Texas, same thing with Texas, did not get a playoff game. Oklahoma, Bama, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Georgia all represented the SEC in the playoffs. And somebody fact check me, did Texas missed the playoffs, right? Last year, if I'm not mistaken. Texas missed the playoffs. But this was a Texas team that was actually good. You know, with all the struggles and a lot of the issues they had across the offensive line, they were good. So when I look at it, I want to talk about a few teams here. Let's look at the one team that I truly believe is in for a rude awakening. LSU fans, if you see this, don't get mad at me. Texas did miss the playoffs. Okay, so I was correct. So LSU is the team that I truly believe is the overhyped team coming into this season. I look at the roster. I'm looking at the projected depth chart. Shout out to ourlads.com. They provide, pretty accurate projected depth charts based off what's going into the spring. Sam Levitt is the expected starting quarterback. They spent a lot of money on him in the portal to go get him. And you expect them, you expect them to put a lot of things around him. Lane Kiffin is a very great offensive mind. But I'll say this. Sam Levitt, to me, does not have the normal skill set that you see Lane Kiffin have success with. But to his defense, Lane Kiffin doesn't need a certain skill set that he's kind of proven that over the years as an offensive coordinator or as an offensive mind. Now, I know, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that he pulled Charlie Weiss as his offensive coordinator. Let me double check this. I'm not mistaken. LSU. All right, here we go. My fault, y'all. I don't know why it's going like this. All right, so your offensive coordinator at LSU, Charlie Weiss, like I was saying. Yeah, I was right. Appreciate you, Link. Hey, appreciate you, Link, for pulling up, man. Hey, y'all give it up for everybody pulling up. LSU won't be mad. We will be okay. I don't think so, VB. I think y'all are in for a rude awakening, man. I can't wait to get you on the phone line to get your thoughts. I look at the schedule, LSU schedule. Let's go ahead and pull it up. I think we have graphics already made. Jordan, we do have graphics. Let's go ahead and pull LSU schedule and our prediction for LSU. I just think it doesn't come together. I don't think the portal move works for LSU like it has for everybody else. You've seen a lot of rosters really balance out and kind of catch up with that move. The SEC is going to be able to return to a level of competition in the aspect of the rosters are going to play out with the new NCAA eligibility rules. A lot of teams aren't going to benefit from that portal movement like we saw recently. I look at LSU schedule right now. I got y'all winning against Clemson week 1. I don't think what's his name up there at freaking Clemson. I was just talking about the man, coach. Dang it, man. Dabo Swinney. I don't think Swinney is going to bring enough offensive firepower to compete with this athletic LSU defense. And week 1, that's early in the season. You can get by. You can get by with a lot of the teams. All right. And with just pure athleticism. And I do think LSU has a talented roster. They're way more talented than Clemson, if you ask me. Louisiana Tech, that should be your 2-0 start for them. But then at Ole Miss, that is going to be a game that organization, that program is going to be up for it. If y'all don't think players that Coach Kiffin left behind are not going to be up, especially like the statements he made. I don't know if y'all heard about the statements he made about, how hard it was to recruit in Oxford because of the community, basically saying that the community was racist, saying it was hard to recruit black players to Ole Miss. And and it was crazy for him to say that, because I could recall in the past 15 years of me really paying attention, 20 years of me paying attention to college football the way I have, Ole Miss has had they've done a very good job of keeping a lot of their in-state talent at Ole Miss. They've done a very good job. They've leaked over into Alabama. They've leaked down to Louisiana. They've gone down to Texas. They've done a good job with their roster when it comes to having a diverse roster. So it's crazy. It's crazy for him to say that, but I think his roster is in trouble. I look at the depth at the quarterback position. Sam Levitt is not a quarterback that has shown that he has the durability to make it through a whole season, right? That's a fact. And then he's coming to the SEC. SEC defenses, I don't think we've lacked physicality across the conference as a whole. I do think the depth has become a startling thing for majority of the conference, not just for the top half, the top end, but the majority of the conference having developed talent on roster because of the portal, because of NIL. You don't get guys and keep them on roster long enough to develop. So LSU might be in trouble this year. I don't see the firepower on the boundary. I like the wide receiver core, but I don't see the arm strength to really stretch the teams vertically. Now, the running back room might be your saving grace. You got Harlan Berry coming back, and then you got Caden Durham, both backs that I truly believe are going to have quality seasons if this offensive line adding former 5-star Jordan Seaton to the lineup. I think they're going to have to rely on the run game. And we know Lane Kiffin. A lot of people think it's his passing game. It's how he disguises. It's how he schemes up the pass game, the play action pass that has made him such a great offensive mind. That's LSU. I'm gonna bring up Tennessee's projected roster. I don't think Tennessee is going to be great, but I do think Tennessee is going to be one of those teams that surprise a lot of teams. I look at their schedule. I'm gonna pull up their schedule while their projected depth chart comes up. Pull up Tennessee, and then I'm gonna talk about Alabama too, man. I gotta get on this side of it, and I purposely wore my visor so y'all can know I'm solid. There's nothing fair weather about me. So man, I appreciate give it up for my production team in the back, man. They just do a crazy good job. But when we talk about surprises, I want to talk about two surprises real quick. Tennessee, I think Tennessee is going to be able to start off to a very fast 3-0, strong, fast 3-0 start. Georgia Tech, I expect to be good, but I don't think they're going to be good enough to keep up with Tennessee's offense, especially if what I'm hearing about the quarterback position, if Brandon Faison, the true freshman quarterback, is Faison Brandon. I'm sorry, I keep saying his name backwards. If Faison Brandon is competing for that starting role against McIntyre, somebody who I feel like is probably another year away as far as development. If Faison is making those moves that Heupel likes, and I don't question Josh Heupel's offensive mind. A lot of these teams that I said they would possibly lose to, they can win with their athletic quarterback that can use his legs, that's strong. You're talking about Faison Brandon, former 4-star, kid that could have easily been a 5-star, 6'4", 215, probably going to play this year at 225. The young man is going to have an opportunity to be in this veer and shoot this super spread wide offense where he doesn't have to make 4th, 5th, 6th option decisions. It's 1, 2, 3, we're out of there, right? He has a strong arm to pull the verticals. We saw what Tennessee could do when they have a strong arm quarterback, when Josh Heupel has a strong arm quarterback. And if y'all don't remember, this is why I say there's a reason why I got these two teams that I'm about to mention they're in that on the brink of being good. I think they're the question teams, not dark horses, question teams. Tennessee, look at the wide receiver core. Travis Smith Jr., I think, is going to be a name that everybody's going to learn. If you didn't know by now on this network, you should know by now, but the nation is going to know about Travis Smith Jr. They get Mikey Matthews back. They get Braylon Staley, another under-the-radar wide receiver that performed at a high rate. They got Radarius Jackson. I don't think y'all know who that speedster is. He's another speedster that's going to be crazy hard to guard. And then the tight ends, Ethan Davis and Deshaun Brame. Deshaun Brame is the one that I think everybody is kind of sleeping on. Him and Ethan Davis were two highly touted tight ends in the 2025 class here. In the 2025 class. And they both ended up at Tennessee. I don't see those guys slowing down. And just trust me, they're going to be nice. And then the running back room, you got a proven in Deshaun Bishop. Dwayne Morris, there's a lot of expectations from this young man. But I truly believe that they have a hidden gem in their third back, the projected third back, Javen Gordon, 5'10", 210.
a steamroller type back. Steamroller type back, but is quick on his feet. Averaged 4 yards per carry at Tulane last year, and we saw how high powered that Tulane offense was. So yeah, man, that's going to be something different. My guy says, "Evening, Coach Smook. What's good, Antoine? Good to see you in the chat, man. Roll Tide." He said, "That's your nephew, right?" Yeah, he ain't my blood nephew. He's just one of my big bros from back in the day. His son, I followed the recruiting real closely. We got to see him a couple times. Got to see him on his Bama visit. Was leaning towards Bama. And Bama just stopped talking to him when they got the Caleb Cunningham commitment, which was a crazy thing for me. I didn't think we was going to be able to keep Caleb in that class, but that's another story. Finally, Auburn. Let's talk about Auburn. I keep talking about them because I don't want people to come back during the season when they're actually doing good and they try to be like, oh, now you want to talk about. No, I've been talking about them. I'm telling you, I believe in Alex Golesh, not Auburn. I believe in Alex Golesh. And he's a coach that if I had a choice to have an offensive mind on staff as a play caller, he's my guy. If I wanted to develop some talent on my offense, if I wanted to develop underrated talent in an offense and have a guy put my guys in the right spot, 9 times out of 10, I'm calling Alex Golesh. Thank y'all for the TikTok taps, man. Appreciate y'all. Keep tapping on TikTok. Keep running the comments up. Don't get quiet on me. We're going to talk all night. We got about another hour and 15 minutes on the show, so get ready to get on the phone lines. Phone lines opening in 5 minutes. No, 2 minutes. I'm sorry, 2 minutes. Let me talk about Auburn real quick. I got him. I got, you know what? I went real happy-go-lucky because I like DJ Dirk and I like Alex Golesh. I like what Auburn's roster looked like. You look at their offense. They literally brought that USF offense that gave plenty of SEC defenses trouble last season. And I do need to pull up USF's schedule while I'm on that. But you look at their offense, they brought their whole starting offense over from USF. So the continuity shouldn't be an issue there. And then I look at it, you look at what they did with the defense. DJ Durkin got 7 out of 11 starters back. Majority of the starters the majority of the guys that didn't start, they played. You got over 400 and something snaps on your defense of guys that didn't start but played last year. So those are starting like guys, veteran presence. You brought in Andre Jordan, a corner that I think is going to help them on the back end. They got some guys, man. They let a few go in the portal. They went out and got some guys. One that I really think that they're excited about, and he didn't play up to his height last year, but I think he's going to show back up this year, is Caleb Harris, the strong safety. He made a few big hits throughout the season, made a few plays, but got beat in coverage. I think DJ Durkin, too, I think this will be his third season as the defensive coordinator at Auburn. I think he's going to have a better beat. They got a lot of young talent at Auburn that's going to get an opportunity this year. They can be a team that really upsets some teams. I look at the schedule. Early against Georgia is going to be the one where I think they're going to have an opportunity to really make some noise. At Oklahoma is going to be a test for them. That was a toss-up for me. I do think they'll be able to create enough pressure to get at Mateer in that offense, but can their offense create enough plays against Brett Venables and that Oklahoma defense? That's another team we're going to highlight hopefully tonight. And then at Texas A&M, I think they'll be conditioned for the A&M. They get a easy Kent State game the week before at home. I think they'll be conditioned for the A&M game, especially if they get like a 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock kickoff. They'll be conditioned for that one. Georgia at home, I can't remember if we confirmed that. I always forget to change this at the end of the show. But I think it's in Athens. I think they go to Athens. But if Auburn, like my boy Jordan said, don't let Auburn be 4-0 going into A&M. If they're 4-0 going into the A&M game, they will be 5-0 going into Athens the following week. And an undefeated Auburn against Georgia. We've seen Georgia get that Auburn kryptonite during their hot seasons. We've seen Auburn creep up on Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, LSU when they have those hot seasons, when they got a bead on something. So those are my two teams right there that are not necessarily dark horses. We won't call them dark horses, Mary J. We'll say they're up in the air. They're up in the air. I know I'm doing the little what the kids call it, the 6-7, but these teams are up in the air, right? They're up in the air. We don't know if they're going to be good or they're going to be okay and almost good. Like they're up in the air. So we're going to open the phone lines here right after these messages. And before we get into the phone lines, we want to acknowledge the sponsor when we get back. If you have not seen our sponsors, shout out to Walk On Sports Bistro for being a sponsor here on the Coach Smook Network and sponsoring the night show. We appreciate you, Walk Ons. Check them out, man.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holla at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
At Walk-On's Sports Bistro, the games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk-On Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites, Walk-On's is your go-to for good times, craft beer and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online or in the app. Walk-On's Sports Bistro. Game on.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Somebody typing in the chat, hey, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's go, man. Hey, I'm excited to be here. Hey, before we jump into this, we want to give another shout out to one of our official sponsors, man, Frederick Harris and Farmers Insurance of Hoover, Alabama, man. We appreciate them for being the sponsors of the Coach Smook calling segment, night calling segment here on the Coach Smook Network. Give it up for them. Give it up for them. We appreciate you for supporting us, Frederick Harris and Farmers Insurance. Man, they've been going through some changes, and I think we are finally fully set up. So y'all make sure if y'all don't have your insurance stuff squared away, man, hit my boy Frederick Harris up. You can find him on all your social media platforms at Frederick Harris, Farmers Insurance. See that handsome gentleman and that face? That's him. Check him out. Appreciate you, Frederick Harris and Farmers Insurance of Hoover, Alabama. Give it up one more time for him. And shout out to my brother, Hall of Fame Jason, for tapping in. Phone lines are open. 334-625-1121. Again, 334-625-1121. Call in, say your name. Put me in the game, Coach Smook. We'll get you on the phone lines, get your thoughts. Which teams? We're still on the SEC, talking SEC ball. That's our country right now. We're in the SEC country. We're talking SEC ball. A lot of teams getting hype. A lot of teams not getting enough hype. Let's talk about it.
Call from Zach Willie.
Yo, Zach, what's up, man? You in the game with Coach Smook? Talk to me, man.
What's good, Coach Smook and my AAA family? How are y'all doing this evening?
Doing real good, man. Talk to us, man. We back on the topic. I do think there are a few fan bases in for a rude awakening. I'm stuck on this LSU train, man. I don't believe, but I do think there's a few teams that might be in trouble. And before you start, Zach, I'm gonna start off with something. I know I gave Alabama that 10-2, 11-1 type of floor. But if we do not start Keelan Russell, and I'm gonna say this for until we kick off September 5th, if we do not start Keelan Russell, I do believe Alabama might be in for a 9-3 regular season. One, because I think you might get great games from Austin Mack against Eastern Carolina at home. You might get a great game from him on the road at Kentucky if you decide to start him and keep him as a starter. Florida State at home, everybody will be up for that one. I don't think it matters which quarterback you play that game. South Carolina, another team at home we should handle. At Mississippi State. But then you go into the Georgia game with Austin Mack against a team at home where I think they'd be the most prepared team, and we lose that one. And then you try to switch up and put Russell on the road against Tennessee. You might see him struggle. His mind may not be all the way there because of the current state in which he's being thrown into. And then you got A&M, and then you got at LSU that night game. It could be a lot of things going wrong. The wide receiver room at that point might be out of sorts because of the lack of vertical pass game production, right? All of these things could go wrong if we don't start the quarterback. So I think Alabama might be in trouble if we don't pick the starting quarterback. Thoughts on any team? It doesn't have to be Alabama, but any team, Zach. Give me your thoughts, man.
I'm going to say this. I do agree with you about your take on Austin Mack, but I'm going to stay away from Alabama tonight. I'm going to go in a different direction. But the one team that I think is being overhyped, well, two teams really that is being overhyped because their coach hasn't proven anything to me yet is Texas and LSU. Now with me saying that, this is the year that both teams could prove me wrong because they both went in and got a lot of pivotal portal pieces in key positions, you know. And when I say that, I'm not talking about Sam Levitt. I don't believe in Sam Levitt. You know, I have that because I seen what he did at Arizona State, and he would have to have a Mendoza type turnaround for me to believe in him. And I just don't see that happening at LSU unless everything just happens to come together week one, you know, against Clemson. And I don't really see that happening because LSU's offensive line has struggled the last two seasons. Their run game has struggled the last two seasons. So I really don't have any confidence in that LSU team doing anything this season. Now, I'm going to swap over to Texas. Texas has all the talent in the world. It's just Steve Sarkisian hasn't won the big games. You know, when he gets in big game situations where the season's on the line, he hasn't done anything with it. He has folded. You know, he did it against Ohio State in the playoffs in 2024. He did it in the playoffs in 2023 against Washington. He did it last season with the lack. If he would have won that Georgia game, he would have probably been in the playoffs. There's so many games that I can mention that where he has not stepped up to the plate when he could prove us wrong. You know,
right.
And so until I see it, I don't have no faith in him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So kind of like Kirby Smart. You know, yeah, Kirby Smart took Georgia to national championship game his second season. Went to the SEC championship games 2 out of the, or like 3 out of the first 4 years that he was at Georgia, but he didn't win a national title till his 5th, 6th, 7th season there. And so until he was able to win that national championship, it didn't prove nothing to me, because he did lose to Alabama in that SEC championship game the year he won his first national championship.
Right.
And so until Stark can prove me wrong, I don't have any faith in him, just like I don't have any faith in Lane Kiffin until Lane Kiffin can go out and be more consistent in the big game scenarios. Yes, does he have a win over Georgia? Yes. Georgia had a down year that year, and Ole Miss had probably one of the best defenses they've had in a lot of years that year, and everything just came together for Ole Miss to beat Georgia that year. You know.
Speaking of Ole Miss, Zach. Speaking of Ole Miss, before we open the lines back up, do you think Ole Miss will actually cap off and beat? Like, I think last year there was a little expectation for Ole Miss to be good. Do you think Ole Miss could be the Cinderella story of the SEC, or if there was a team you would have to pick to be the Cinderella story of the SEC, who would it be?
I think it'd be Ole Miss, because I think what Pete Golden has done at Ole Miss as a defensive coordinator has proved that you know, the team has bought into him, you know, on some level, you know. So I think he will have some success. I don't know how much success yet until the season plays out, but I think Ole Miss will be able to surprise some teams this year with Pete Golden as a head coach.
100%, Zach. Final thought, man. Final thought.
My final thought is roll tide, everybody. I love you guys. I'll holler at you later, and put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Yes, sir. Y'all give it up for my guy, Zach. 334-625-1121. Again, it's 334-625-1121. Phone lines are open. He came heavy with it, talking about LSU, you know, and Sam Levitt. It's reason to have questions around it. It's reason to have questions around a lot of the quarterback situations in the SEC, right? Alabama's quarterback situation is reason to have questions there. You don't have anybody proven there. But that LSU situation, you gotta figure out what's going to happen. Let's see who this is.
Call from.
Hey, it's Jason. Come on.
Yo, Jason, you in the game with Coach Smook. Talk to me, man.
What's going on, Coach? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. How about yourself, brother?
Always good. Just checking out the show, and I mean, just wanted to double up on what I just said on that message too. That's the thing. There's a lot of talent in Austin, but the dude he just routinely doesn't win big games that he should.
Yeah,
routinely doesn't win big games that he should. I mean, you know, losing to Caleb DeBoer, he lost to Caleb DeBoer twice in a row, and you know, the Alamo Bowl the one year, and then the Texas Bowl one year, and then the next year in the playoff. With teams that should have beaten both of those teams, man.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. You know, and then losing the way they did to Ohio State in the playoff, plus in the, you know, they've been so bad in the red zone especially. You just can't trust them to get it done. And I don't know, I was going to ask you what you think about, do you really think that having Will Muschamp come and take over that defense is what needed to happen, especially when, I mean, PK was, I mean, they didn't have a problem on defense really the last couple of years.
I don't think Will Muschamp is the fix. I think you have a lot of game management issues with Sarkisian, and that's what we've seen follow him throughout his career. No matter where he's been as a head coach, great offensive mind, but when it comes to managing the game, like Lane Kiffin, you know, even Hugh Freeze. And the coach that was before Freeze, Harrison, It's been a lot. The Jeff Levy is another one. You know, I feel like it's a great offensive mind. Doesn't need to be a head coach managing game situations. You know, and that's what college football is kind of forced onto a lot of these coaches. If you're on a championship team and you're the calling that offense, they expect you to be able to have that type of success managing a team, but it's not necessarily built like that.
Sure.
Not everybody could transition from those play calling situations to actually managing play calling and game situations.
Or in the entirety of the game plan, you know,
Right.
as a CEO. I get it. I'm with you on that. And I mean, it's when you see him in these big game situations, you know, I look back to that Ohio State game in the playoff. They're down inside the 2-yard line. And rather than just running it in, you know, you turn around and hand it to anybody or run straight forward with Quinn. But they're going left and right on 2 consecutive plays and lose a sack that turns into a touchdown the other way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and these are the kind of things that he's done over and over and over again in the red zone that makes you wonder, what is he doing? You know, what is he doing? And yeah, you've got his prediction of 9-3. I mean, bro, they went 9-3 with a schedule that looks nothing like the schedule that they're about to play. You know, I mean, they had Ohio State on the schedule last season, but they didn't have to play Tennessee. They didn't have to play Ole Miss or, you know, LSU and LSU on the road and stuff. You know what I mean? On the road at Tennessee. You know, they didn't have to play the top teams in the SEC the past couple of years. The best teams that they played were A&M and Georgia, and everybody else was pretty mid or in the bottom half of the SEC schedule, right? And they still didn't make the playoffs.
Would I be legit in arguing that they did get better in the areas they were not as good in last year?
I think that they made some key additions on that offensive line. I think that, you know, you go out there and they spent the money that they should have spent. But I mean, like I said, I felt like it was crazy that they fired PK when their offensive line was the issue. I mean, that was the problem that they had going on there.
Yeah, and a lot of people are crediting that to injuries. You know, they start the season with starters that they did not project, and they kind of weathered that storm through the first 6-7 weeks. But I think they got better in the main spots. I do believe they got better as far as personnel in the running back room. I love what they went out and got with Hollywood Smothers. I think he's a dog. And then the freshman,
I like Hollywood.
The freshman Derek Cooper, I don't think people realize, like, it's traditionally Sark loves to go with young guys in his running back room. He's always been that type of guy.
He doesn't mind that. And well, and if your dog's gonna bite, it bites as a puppy when it comes to running back. Right?
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, that's just kind of how you feel about it. But I would tell you that, and listen, you know, you take it for what it's worth when it comes to Texas, because I'm definitely a hater. You know, there's no two ways around it. I'll admit it. But I will say this: Arch Manning was a lot better football player in the latter half of the season, you know, than he was to start off the season, for sure. And they're definitely not devoid of weapons. But I think that what you have to see is for them to not come up small in big areas, right? You can't have it. You can't have them coming up small at big moments of the season with this kind of a schedule in front of you and expect them to be, you know, all the hype that comes with it. And that's why people hate on Texas and all that if you're not a Texas fan, is because there's always this kind of hype coming behind them. Smook. Always.
Yeah.
You know, so at some point you need to live up to the shit.
Yeah.
You know.
And you know, it's crazy. Look at it now, and I get everything you're saying. But I think with this roster, a coach like Sark, if his offense is going, this defense, and I don't think the defense will be better. I don't think it falls off though by any means. I don't think Banks was the issue as far as the coordinator. I don't think that was the issue. But having Muschamp there kind of allows you to be a lot more steady offensively. We know Muschamp is going to be aggressive. I look at the back end of that Texas
He's going to be
defense.
aggressive, right?
Yeah,
he's going to be aggressive.
You look at the back end, you got McDonald's back, you got Grayson Littleson, who was had a crazy great freshman year at corner. Cade Phillips is back. They got Kobe Black backing him up. I remember Derek Williams during his recruitment coming out of high school. I remember that name. They got a lot of names in the secondary that I believe are going to have that Muschamp type of freedom in the secondary, which has bitten him in the butt when he was at South Carolina because he didn't necessarily have the natural talent there. But his aggressive play calling nature plays to a lot of these skill sets. And Texas, like we pull up the schedule, their schedule is favorable for them weeks where you want these guys to get into a groove. They host Ohio State this year in Austin. That's going to be huge.
You got to win that game.
You win that when your team is playing on a very high horse going on the road at Tennessee, where they might have a true freshman quarterback at Tennessee, a good one,
no doubt.
But Muschamp,
it's a tough place to go win at though. Bro.
It is. But you got Muschamp against a freshman quarterback, and if you're gonna make up any ground and playing in a rough environment. You take the offense, the home team's offense out of the game. You take their ability to create exciting, momentum-changing plays. You limit it by taking away the offense. And I think Muschamp has the experience as a play caller, not as a head coach, right? But as a defensive play caller, I think he's been able to do that.
I'll give you that.
And so,
yeah, I'll give you that. And
a 4-0 start,
that part especially.
A 4-0 start for Texas and a bye week before they got to come see y'all. That's a formula for a 10-win, 9-10 win, maybe even 11-win season for Texas if they could start off like that.
Well, we'll see
this time.
Well, you got 9 up there on yours, and I've got them going 9-3 also. But I think you're right, and I've said that the Oklahoma game is probably going to be the winner of that game is probably going to be the team out of the Red River Rivals that makes the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think you. If you're Oklahoma, you need to win it. I mean, you got to show that you can score some damn points in that game too. So it's that's a big thing for OU. I'm not even saying, but I've said it, and I had a show that was basically about just that. That if you're Oklahoma, you got a tough schedule all the way through, but the first month plus of the season, the first 5 games is gonna be everything for you going on the road. To Georgia, Michigan, and playing Texas.
Come on,
you got to win 2 out of those 3 games, man. You got to win 2 of those 3 games. If you don't, you're not going to be in the playoff again.
And it's a tough road for Oklahoma, and that's what I was saying the other day. We was talking about their record prediction. I just think it's so much that lines up for those big opponents early in the season. I'm gonna bring up their schedule before we get somebody else on the phone line. And you just literally outlined what I was thinking, man. Like Oklahoma they have 3 or 4. I want to say 3 big games before they even see Texas.
They do.
In LSU, at Florida. I mean, you get to host LSU, but then you're at Florida.
No, Oklahoma doesn't play LSU. Oklahoma plays Ole Miss.
I got Ole Miss. I'm sorry, I pulled the wrong.
They definitely have Ole Miss, and they host Ole Miss again, and then they also host A&M at the end of the year. But they're on the road at Florida. They're on the road at Michigan early in the season, and Florida's later in the year. But I mean, you're looking at these are tough games, and that's why I said if you don't go 2-1 in those first 5, Smook, then you can't afford that you're going to probably drop one of those games at the last half of the year. Even though I think you should beat all of those teams, the truth of it is having that 9th conference game is tough for every damn SEC team there is. And one of those games is liable to rear up and bite you, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to get to 10-2, which is the only way you guarantee the playoff, I think 9-3 might get a team or 2 in the playoff. But there's no guarantees. It kind of depends on how everything turns out. But to me, I felt like you need to go 2-1 in those first 3 big games if you expect to get to the playoff. And again, I think the Texas-Oklahoma game is the winner of that one is probably the only one that makes the playoff, in my opinion.
100%.
But I appreciate you having me on, my man.
For sure, man. Roll Tide to you. Hey, them Sooners, they got a lot to prove next season, man. They got a lot to prove. We're gonna get on this show Wednesday, man, and we're gonna break. I'm gonna give my thoughts because I know you think I be picking, man, but material ain't it for me, man. And I'm looking at the SEC getting better.
What do you think I think about material? Hey, you gonna come in on my show on Wednesday night?
I'm gonna try.
I need you on Wednesday.
I'm gonna try. I got a lot of.
Okay, well I'm gonna build the show then, and I'll send you a link, and then we'll talk on Wednesday early.
All right, then. Hit me up, brother.
Appreciate you.
All right, man. Y'all give it up for my boy Jason, man, in the chat. I give it up for him. All right, y'all. We got I think we got one of our old callers, man. Y'all gonna love to hear this voice, man. Y'all might get to laughing because I've been waiting to hear this voice. Mr. I can't pay my bets. I want to make crazy claims on the internet live, and then I don't want to pay up on my bets till 6 months later. That man is funny. I can't wait to get him on the show. But while we waiting for that, y'all, it was a little small bet too, a little small bet. Alabama fan, welcome in on the TikTok side, man. Roll Tide to you. Tapping in, my boy Tommy. I think that's Tommy's page over there on TikTok, man. Appreciate y'all. If you're on Twitter, I see we got a lot of viewers on Twitter. Y'all tap in, man. Make sure y'all come to the YouTube side. Make sure you subscribe to the channels. Don't lurk and hate all the time. You know, this content creation stuff, we should be past that stage now, man. Everybody doing their thing. You got some shows, they still doing the same thing they was doing 3 years ago. It is what it is. Everybody got their niche, man. Support everybody. I'm subscribed to some channels I don't even watch, man. And if they stuff pop up on my timeline, I don't even have to watch it. I just like it because I know it's part of the game. It helps them grow in some type of way. So help all these content creators grow. We doing the extra work. We doing the groundwork for y'all, man. You know, I ain't gonna lie. Trying to cover Bama, it's almost like putting your life on the line these days, man. Them SIDs do not be playing, bro. You better make sure you got everything squared away trying to get access to Bama. You better know somebody or your stuff better be squared away. You better be a legit publication because you ain't gonna know too much messing with Bama in this day and age as far as media coverage. I was trying to get Caden on the line, y'all. I think I'm gonna call him back. I want to hear him cry. I want to hear what his excuse is for being such a trash Ohio State fan. I'm calling him, y'all.
Hey, you've reached Caden with Mean Diesel Inc., Mean Diesel Trucking out of Mount Sterling. I'm unable to reach the phone right now, but if you leave me your name, your number, a brief message.
No, you ain't to send us the voicemail. That was not. Do y'all believe that was a voicemail for real? Who stutters on their voicemails? Let me see. We're gonna see.
Hey, you've reached Caden with Mean Diesel Inc., Mean Diesel Trucking out of Mount Sterling. I'm unable to reach the phone right now, but if you leave me your name, your number, and a brief message, and I'll call you back as soon as I can. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey, Caden. We was calling to check on you. We heard that you was looking for us. We got 2 missed phone calls from you. Just wanted to say thank you for your generous contribution to the Coach Smook Network. And anytime you want to make any bets on football that require any type of thinking, we will always be welcoming for your contributions. Thank you.
I told y'all I was back, didn't I? I told y'all I was back. Y'all know we used to act up on this internet. We back, man. We ain't gonna be acting up too bad. We got some home training now, but we do want to keep y'all involved and interactive on the show. We appreciate the phone calls on the night, man. Where we sitting at? We sitting at the hour. We right at the hour mark. Look at that, man. I want to keep the series going. That's why I don't drag these shows along. I don't try to wait for the man. It's so many people that come through. Like, it's funny that I say that. Jason, welcome in, brother. Welcome in, Roll Tide, man. Give it up for my brother Jason, happening in the chat. It's so many people that come through, and they be like, "Man, I didn't know we was live," or "Dang, I missed the show live. Wish I could have been on the show live." Hey, this is going to keep people coming back when we stick to our show schedule and we put out the content. We do the interactive stuff. We get into the topics. People are going to want to show up live and get their thoughts on the wax. We want to get everybody's voices, their thoughts, their comments, everything when it comes to college football, or just sports in general, sports talk. Here on the Coach Smook Network, we want to get your interaction. So we appreciate y'all for hanging out with us tonight. We're going to go ahead and transition out, y'all. We're going to go ahead and transition out. I think we had some good calls tonight. We had some good calls earlier today. If you didn't see the clips, we do have clips posted on both our YouTube channel and our Coach Smook Network TikTok channel. Not my Coach Smook channel, my Coach Smook page, but the Coach Smook Network TikTok. If you haven't followed it yet, make sure you go follow it. It's some quality stuff there. We building it. We're trying to get nothing but Alabama content on that page. And then also check out the Coach Smook Fitness channel, the Coach Smook CPT. It's on TikTok, Coach Smook CPT, and our Coach Smook Reacts on all platforms at Coach Smook Reacts. We got all the content going, man. You was about to call my brother, call me. Oh, hit it up, man. The phone line's still open. We got a few minutes. Once we get past that 3 to 4 minute span of no phone calls, we kind of start dialing it down. Go Dogs applications are still available. Who needs one? Shep needs one. As a matter of fact, let me see. Is we gonna? Oh man, he texts y'all. All right, I think this stab right here.
Call from.
Puttest thou in the gamest?
To accept, press 1.
Thou start in the gameth.
What's good, brother? What's good?
I have been summoned amongst the airwaves of the telephonic lines. How art thou?
Oh man, I'm doing all right, man. I'm blessed. A little scared, but you know, we gonna make it. God got us, bro.
Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Well, talk to me, man. Talk to me. What you got?
Oh man, I just had to call in, man. I ain't talked to y'all in a minute for real. It's been hectic out here, but you know, it's always roll tide.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Jason. Shout out to Jason from the Hall of Fame. I seen he was in the chat. Shout out to all the MODs. I love y'all. Yeah, I seen that graphic up earlier about, you know, who the SEC. I don't give a piss about them but the Tide. Y'all know that. I don't care about none of these other teams.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
LSU finna get the biggest head slap this year because they think they finna be so good. And I can already see it, dog. It ain't gonna be what they think. I like Lane Kiffin, but it ain't gonna turn out how they think. Texas, man, I don't even care about them, bro. It's a wrap. What did Arch do last year?
I mean, that was last year, man. And I get it. I get it. When we talking trash, it's one thing, but I'm looking at this roster, man. They got Khalil Lockett. That's somebody that they're going to be depending on to step up for him in the wide receiver room last year. They got Cam Coleman out the portal, and we'll be fretting if we act like he ain't a problem. And then they brought Wingo back.
You talking about Cam Coleman that they were talking about was so better than Ryan, and we kind of locked him up in Auburn.
Nah, don't do that now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Now, you know we ain't lock him up. They definitely didn't have nobody to throw to that man because every game that season. Come on now.
Hey, you know how I feel. If he got anything to do with Auburn, I ain't being nice about it.
He ain't gonna give it to him.
I ain't giving them no room. I give every other SEC team a chance. Auburn, they'll never get it from me. Can't stand them. Don't like them. I don't like driving through Auburn. Nothing about it.
But back to LSU, man. I gave LSU benefit of the doubt when I did these predictions. Mind you, I did this probably like 3 weeks ago, and we just put it on a graphic. Jordan, you could put that LSU graphic. I'm looking at.
I'm gonna tell you what I see with LSU, bro. And I don't mean to cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
I see the same thing I've seen from them with other coaches. They're going to start out good, and midway through the season, they're going to fall off.
They're gonna get figured out. I think that's what's been happening with a lot of teams. It's been a trend of theirs
for the past decade, just about, with the exception of Joe Burrow.
Come on, man.
It's been a trend for them. Unfortunately, it just has. I don't see Lane Kiffin changing that for them. I don't.
I don't see it. I don't see it being better for them in this state because you got to think, and this is why I was telling Jason about Oklahoma and their schedule. Every team on that schedule that they have to play against got better since last year. All the conference opponents I could speak for. I think they on roster they got better. LSU to me didn't get better on their roster. They had a talented roster last year. You bring in Lane Kiffin with his mindset and how he coaches the game. We know that defense is not a priority for him. LSU's defense, as much talent as they had on roster last year, they did not play up to par. You go out, you get a couple of guys that have some SEC experience. You bring them back to LSU. You pay top end money for some guys that aren't proven. You're not solidified in what you're doing. I just don't see it coming together fast enough for them to actually impact. Now I gave them 8-4. I gave them 8-4 initially, but as I look at the schedule, I'm looking. They could lose at Ole Miss in week 3. I had that one as a loss. They could lose to A&M at home because of the A&M defense.
They're definitely going to lose to Ole Miss. They're definitely going to lose to Ole Miss, bro.
I got them losing at Auburn. I got them losing to us late in the season. I think if Texas is good as advertised, if it come together for them, I think they lose to Texas late in the season. At Tennessee is going to be a tough one. By that time, if Faison Brandon is the quarterback, that freshman at Tennessee, Texas secondary, if they're LSU secondary, if they're not up to par, they're going to struggle, bro.
Why are they playing McNeese State in October? What are we doing here?
Hey man, you know how I get, man.
I just realized that.
When you got a coach, and see, you got to think Lane Kiffin had nothing to do with this scheduling, right? Had nothing to do with the schedule. But in a season like this, this was projected during the time where you still had Chip Kelly, and you didn't know what his recruiting class was going to be looking like. He didn't come in strong recruiting, as far as getting the top quarterbacks in recruiting. So it was the scheduling. They was playing it out. I think they were playing it out to be like, hey, we got to find an offensive coordinator over the next 2 to 3 years to come and help. Was it Chip Kelly, the coach over there, or was it the other Kelly? I think it was Chip.
No,
it was Brian. It was the other.
No,
brother.
Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly. My bad.
Brian was at LSU. I keep saying Chip. My bad, chat. Yeah. My bad. But yo, man, I just
one of them killers.
I just like you said. I just feel like this is a year where a lot of things are going to look great at the beginning for a lot of teams in the SEC.
Yeah.
But teams like LSU will get exposed early. Teams like if they don't have it put together, Oklahoma, Texas, Florida, I think it's going to be a struggle bus, but they're going to get exposed early. I don't know if they believe in their quarterback in situation, anybody in that room right now at Florida. So they're hoping they could hand the ball out 40 times and win this year. But final thoughts, man, as we get ready to close this phone line, brother.
Final thoughts, man. I hate Auburn. I'm gonna be honest about them. I believe the coaching situation that they now have at Auburn is probably the best situation they've had in the past 5 to 6 years.
Try 15, brother.
I
said try 15, brother.
I was trying to be nice, bro.
You gotta think. Even during their tenure, their span during the Saban era, it wasn't Gus Malzahn had a solid span at Auburn, and he did that a lot with no real recruiting power. You know, he didn't have the best recruiting staffs, and Gus Malzahn was able to assemble some play calling staff, some evaluation staffs, and they put some teams on the field. So I hate, it sickens me to even think like those two guys, Golish and Durkin. I mean, I would be happy if they were at Mississippi State and Mississippi State was making noise. But for them to be at Auburn, it sickens my stomach to have to admit that this Auburn team could be different, man, with just those two minds alone at the helm. And then you look at the support staff, they got some energy on the support staff, the position staff, and they brought a lot of experience back. They brought a offense that ranked in the top 25 in college football, not just in their conference, but in college football last year at USF, that led that team to a 9-4 season. I mean, they brought that running back too. The running back that was flashing at USF, he's at Auburn now with the guy from the guy from Auburn that was going crazy last year.
Didn't they brought the quarterback too, didn't they?
Yeah, they bought the quarterback. They literally.
The good news is, like, at Bama, we didn't already play the quarterback. We know what we're looking at there, and he could flourish at Auburn, but it also could go terribly wrong.
Oh yeah.
But their quarterback situation is the one thing that has held them back for a long time, bro. Like, they never have a good quarterback that can. You got all these good receivers, but nobody to throw to them.
Yep.
Like, that is the craziest thing in the world to me, bro. Like, spend a little NIL money to get you a quarterback, a decent quarterback. I'm sorry. I don't know what they thought they was getting when they got Arnold over there, but that was the worst decision they could have made. But like,
they did
you
that
went
over
from Peyton Thorne to that.
They look. They didn't deal it with the freshman. I would have died. I would have lived and died with the freshman last year, just to buy into the future. Like, that would have relieved a lot of your fan distraught and the fan complaints. We got a freshman. It would have been
so easy to say, bro, he a true freshman.
He a true freshman.
But now when I'm looking at sophomore, junior, I'm like, hey, bro, why are we playing this guy? Like, that's the kind of mentality. So
look, let's hope Bama don't make the same mistake and not utilize Keelan this year. And that's no shade at Austin Mack.
Man, it's no shade to neither one of them. Where I stand on our QB position is, I want to see the coaches put the person in the game that's going to make the difference in the game when it needs to be made. If you need to have some, if Austin Mack starts and you need to have packages where Keelan comes in to make the plays, do that. If Keelan starts and you need to have packages for Austin Mack to come, do that. That's one thing I want to see the coaches do is like, hey, set yourself up for when you know, like, hey, I need him to go in because he can make this play on this third down. Like, this is his specialty. Like, put him in the game for this play, this set, and let's get it rocking. And we, like, it was some situations last year, like, we kept, like, you could tell, like, hey, man, take Ty the game, give him a break. Let some fresh legs get in there and try to do something different in here, but they just like to roll with it, and that's my only thing with Caleb and DeBoer. I'm like, hey, bro, you're going to have to make some tough decisions to win some of these games in the SEC, bro. Like, because that's just how it is. You have to make those tough decisions in the SEC to win these games. And I think he's starting to realize that. So I'm just hoping, like, whichever person they put out there, man, I just want to see them boys go out there and sling that ball better than what I seen last year.
That part.
But yeah.
That part.
But yeah, man, roll tide. I ain't gonna hold y'all long, man. Y'all just keep me in your prayers, bro. You know what's going on. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Always, man. Say it one time for me before you get out of here, brother.
Hey, man, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You did the sound effect and everything. Y'all give it up for my boy Thad, man. Appreciate you for calling in, man. And that's going to be it on the phone line. Appreciate the phone callers for calling in and sharing their thoughts, getting their voices heard on the line, man. We appreciate y'all for everything that y'all doing. We're going to go ahead and get up out of here, man. If you haven't already, like and share the stream, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Shout out to all of our sponsors here on the Coach Smook Network. Y'all saw it on the graphic. All of you all that's supporting. Shout out to each and every AAA member in the AAA family, man. Authenticity above all. And remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be blessed.
Authenticity above all, that's where I stand. If you ain't a real fan, you'll fail with the fan. They tried to box me in, and I keep it though off the frame. Turn the pressure into power, put my stamp on the game. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, Coach Smook, that's what they saying. Put me in the game, coach. In the game. Put me in the game, coach. That's what they say.
Players and the staff are pulling up right now for today's scrimmage. Coach David Ballou in the front. Y'all can see everybody pulling up, man. And boys over there, look at Deontay live.
I'm walking out of Walmart. Check, what's your name, bro?
Man, my name Michael McKinney, man. I'm a true Alabama fan, and this man does a good job on his podcast.
What's up, bro?
Reviewing Alabama football. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Roll Tide, man.